welcome to my trumpet cleaning tutorial video. I'll show you a step-by-step guide on how to properly clean your trumpet and give it a bath. Before we get started, let's review the parts of the trumpet. I'll be referring to part names of the trumpet throughout the video, so this will come in handy for reference and as a refresher. This is the mouthpiece. This is the lead pipe. This is the tuning slide. This large section is the bell. Here's the first valve. Here's the second valve. Here's the third valve. These are the valve casings. Here's the first valve slide. Here's the second valve slide. Third valve slide. My trumpet has a part called the dump slide. It's located on the third valve, and yours might be a little different. Yours might have a little water key instead of a dump slide. Here are all the valve caps, first, second, and third. Next, here's some recommendations on how often you should clean your instrument and why this is important. I would recommend that you clean your trumpet every 1 to 3 months. That means dismantling it and giving it a bath. Then, I would also recommend your trumpet be cleaned by a professional at least once a year. Doing this will help maintain the condition of the trumpet and elongate its lifespan. Keeping your instrument clean offers benefits that may aid in your trumpet playing. Sometimes, if an instrument has not been cleaned for a while, food particles and debris build up in your trumpet's tubes, and they may block the passageways for air to pass through efficiently. If too much debris is caught in the tubing, it may make it more difficult for you to play your instrument, and it could also cause playing issues such as bad intonation or limited range. Okay, now that we got that stuff out of the way, we're getting closer to the main event, cleaning the trumpet. Here's what you'll need to clean your trumpet: a clean bathtub, 2 towels, a mouthpiece brush, valve casing brush, snake brush, rubber exterior preferred. The metal ones will scratch the inside of your trumpet. A microfiber cloth. Whoops, I forgot to put in the video that you'll need old rags. Here's what they can look like. These are used for wiping any old grease or oil and also wiping off excess grease. I'd recommend having a few of these. 3 or more Q-tips. You'll also need lubricants. This is valve oil, slide oil, and tuning slide grease. Finally, you'll need Dawn dish soap. You should have at home at least 2 towels, a bathtub, Q-tips, and old rags laying around. For the trumpet cleaning supplies, you can buy a cleaning kit at these retailers: a minor tune-up, Monster Oil, Yamaha, Thompson Music, Dylan Music, or Houghton Horns. You can also get these at your local music store. These kits should include a mouthpiece brush, valve brush, a snake brush, a rubber one preferred, microfiber cloth, and tuning slide grease. Finally, it's time for the main event, cleaning your trumpet. Fill your bathtub 2/3 full with lukewarm water and squirt a few drops of dish soap while it fills. Agitate the water and soap if needed to create suds. While the bathtub fills, disassemble your trumpet piece by piece, carefully placing these parts on a clean, flat surface. Wipe off any oil or grease from your slides and valves using an old rag or pieces of cloth. Do not disassemble your valves. Instead, set these aside in a safe place. You do not need to soak your mouthpiece. You can run warm water over the sink and scrub the inside of the mouthpiece with the mouthpiece brush. Set aside on a dry towel once finished. Place a clean towel at the bottom of the bathtub once it's filled 2/3 of the way. This is to avoid any scratches that may occur with your trumpet parts touching the bare bottom of the bathtub. Let the instrument soak in the soapy water for at least 10 to 15 minutes. After soaking, keep the trumpet submerged and use the snake brush to clean the tubes of the trumpet that are similar to its size. The brush can be pulled straight through the lead pipe with both ends, but with the shorter tubes, you'll only be able to insert one end of the brush a short length before it stops. Scrub a few times before moving on to the next spot. Use the valve brush to clean the valve casing. You may use a twisting motion and insert or reinsert a few times for each valve casing. After each piece of the trumpet is thoroughly scrubbed with the appropriate brushes, begin to drain the bathtub. Rinse each part of the trumpet using the bathtub's faucet with lukewarm water. Run water through the bell of the trumpet if possible. This will ensure that any loose dirt or debris you weren't able to clean is rinsed out of the trumpet. Set a dry towel on a flat surface and place the rinsed part of the trumpet spread apart to dry. Allow to dry and air out for 15 to 30 minutes or longer. While the trumpet dries, it's time to clean the valves. If you haven't done so already, wipe off any excess valve oil. Do this over the bathroom sink. Run warm water and only run the water over the piston bit, which is the bottom half with the portholes. Do not rinse the top part with springs and felt. This will damage the valves. While the water runs, use a spare mouthpiece brush to scrub the portholes of the piston. Place on the dry towel along with the other pieces of the trumpet. Repeat these steps for the remainder of the valves. For the bottom valve caps, wet one end of a Q-tip with water and scrape away any pieces of debris or gunk that may have accumulated on these three pieces. Use the other end to dry off this part and wipe away any extra pieces of debris. Use the additional Q-tips if needed. The bottom valve caps catch any excess liquids while you play along with some very thin pieces of metal as your valves get depressed. They're not really that big, it's really just microscopic amounts. Sometimes food particles collect here if your trumpet isn't cleaned often, and it may have more gunk there than you would expect. Time to reassemble your trumpet. If the pieces are still a little wet, you can dry them off with a cloth. Grease and lubricate your slides using the appropriate lubricants. Slide grease for the main tuning slide, slide oil for the valve slides, and valve oil for your valves. Once your trumpet is reassembled, polish it using your microfiber cloth so it's nice and shiny. Using your valve oil, squirt a few drops down the lead pipe of the trumpet. This will coat the inner part of your lead pipe so that there is a decreased likelihood of food particles and debris getting stuck on the inner tubing of your trumpet. Some of the ways that you can prolong the length of time in between trumpet baths is to do two things. 1. Clean your mouthpiece once a week with a mouthpiece brush. 2. Swab your trumpet's lead pipe every 1 to 2 weeks with a lead pipe swab like this, or you can use your snake brush. If you have any problems with the trumpet while you're dismantling or trying to clean it, such as your main tuning slide or other slides are stuck, your valves are stuck, or one valve is stuck, your bottom valve caps won't unscrew, you have a dented bell or other parts that are dented, or the mouthpiece is stuck in the lead pipe, take your trumpet to your local music store or brass repair technician to get these issues resolved. They have the tools necessary to make any repairs or adjustments to these problems. Do not try to fix these problems on your own. You may cause more harm than good. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching, and you can always contact me if you have any questions. Bye.